My name is Samantha. I'm also one of FPE Study Skills Specialists. Your upcoming Malaysia trip is something that will disrupt your timetable. And today we're going to discuss how we can exactly target that. Okay? So just a brief quick agenda for today. We have 4 different things. Number 1, we're going to go through a very, very simple case study, followed by solution, application, and also accountability, which last 2 you should be familiar with since you have been in us for pretty long. Okay. So just now I talked a bit about your WA, how you do for each subjects, right? So now we see a typical situation students like you and me will see themselves in after completing WA. Okay. So this fella's name, quite similar to yours, also start with E, but he's Edmund. Okay. So Edmund did well for his WA, just like how you did well for your Chinese and your math and your science. Okay. And he's very excited to start his holiday, similar to you, but in Malaysia, right? So what does he do? He went off his typical schedule. He spent most of his afternoon playing now instead of following his timetable. So do you think that will be you or not in Malaysia?
Me in Malaysia, I think there's an itinerary.
Itinerary. So you will spend most of the afternoon doing your itinerary, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So no more studying from say like 1 to 3, then Pomodoro, all that, right?
I'm actually doing it like for 2 days. Today
Oh,
and
that's good. But do you think you'll do it in Malaysia?
no, I don't
Yeah,
bring homework to holidays.
yeah, that's important. Important rule. Don't bring your homework to Malaysia. Okay. So it's okay to have some fun for a few days, but what happens when you come back from your holiday, right? So for Mr. Edmund here, he will be unable to go back to his previous momentum, like how you are right now. Now you say that you have been doing Pomodoro consistently, right? But for some students, they might not be able to go back to that habit, and then they end up going back to school feeling very unmotivated. Okay, do you think that will be you?
Yes.
Yes. Same for me. So this is also a refresher course for me. We're gonna have 3 golden rules, okay, that we can tackle this June holiday timetable. Okay. All 3 I'll go through in depth in the next few slides. So number 1, we have mimicking the school timetable as closely as possible. Okay, that's number 1. Remember? Number 2, we're gonna incorporate fun after some work. Okay, sounds a bit uncommon for mentors to say, but I'll go into the details later. Number 3, we also have keeping it flexible. So, for example, you look at the top half of the slides, right? Say like the usual timetable we have in school is say 9, we're gonna have math, 10, we're gonna got science, 11 recess, 12 art, 1 p.m. we're gonna have some PE. Then what can we do to our holiday timetable, right? So we can still follow the same thing from 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., right? We just do that specific topics revision. But for say like art, we can do art project. But if you don't have art project, we can always do something else, right? We can do math, science, English, Chinese. Yes, you raise your hand.
Yeah. I just want to ask, what if, for example, it happens that like, cause my every like semester my timetable will change. So what if I follow the same timetable I had last term, like before the school holidays, then after that, then what happens the next semester or term? What happens if I'll be like a bit confused, since I'm following the different one.
You're scared that you'll be confused lah.
Yeah.
So, but actually, before you start holiday, do you have the next sem timetable already?
No.
Then when do you get your
Like
next
when
sem?
I come back to school.
So technically, there's no way about to find out the new school timetable, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just temporary timetable or
So when it comes to building our June holiday timetable, the best way is to mimic the school timetable because school timetable already give you that same clock, and they would have thought of you having need to rest, having to go eat your lunch, etc., etc. Which is why we wanted you guys to follow the school timetable. So either ways, you especially since your timetable don't remain the same after each sem,
yeah.
yours can always be just a temporary timetable for June only.
Oh.
Yeah. So the main purpose is actually to create some structure, create some accountability for you to do what you need to do. Lah.
Oh, okay, this works.
So back to what I was saying, if it's art, you don't have art, you can do other subjects. If it's PE, you don't want to do PE, you don't want to take a break outside, you can always also do, say, like a mother tongue revision, English, Chinese, or math. Any question for this slide?
Nope.
Amazing. Now we go on to the next slide, which is the second golden rule, which is always incorporate fun after work. Okay, for some students, this is not very common. For some students like yourself, who has already gone through our course, you will have known that this is something that is pretty important, right? So this applies to both June or not June holiday timetables in general. So we always want to make sure that we have some reward gain after working hard or studying hard. Okay, so what this is to tackle one of the biggest pain point of students, especially when they don't like timetable. Okay, some students have the mindset that, yeah, timetable gonna restrict me. I'm just gonna study and study and study. I'm not gonna have fun. Right. Is that what you thought?
Yeah, somewhat.
Then what do you think about yours now? Now that you have fun after your work.
I thought timetable is about work. I didn't expect to have breaks, playtime, or even like a reward. What?
Right, you get stars, then you can collate, then you can get a gift, right? Some of the past students have like gotten Roblox gift card, their game voucher, or some other interesting cat figurines, for example. Yeah, so you can ask for something rewarding.
Okay.
Also, another interesting thing, right, we want to try to utilize also is to make sure that these rewards are varied. So, for example, if I only have playtime after revision, always, after every week, I'll find that it's quite repetitive. Like, I don't feel the urge to follow it through anymore. So one of the strategy we have is to keep the rewards varied. So for example, I say, okay, Emmanuel, you have followed the timetable straight for 1 week, consistently every day, Monday to Sunday for 1 week straight. You have followed your timetable. So now I'm gonna give you a special reward on top of that. Yeah, the main point is not the gift. The main point is to always incorporate fun after work. Okay,
Okay.
amazing. Any questions for me?
No.
Okay, moving on to our last rule is called keeping it flexible. Okay, so this is something that a lot of my own students also feel. Okay, one of the biggest turn off of timetable is that they feel that it's too rigid. Like, oh my god, 9 a.m. means 9 a.m. on the dot, I must start this ready. If not, I never follow my timetable. One of the rules that I gave my students is that they don't have to follow strictly by the hours and the minutes. Okay, always leave some room for flexibility. So for example, I put in my timetable 9 a.m. I'm gonna start math revision. But what if 8:50, right? I stomach pain. Then I need to go to the toilet. Then I only come out at like 9:10. Then how? Right?
Oh, that's what
So
happened to me this morning.
huh?
Woke up late.
Oh, why you wake up late?
My time was to start at 8 a.m., but then I woke up at 8:30.
Then how? What happened to your timetable?
Yeah. Some of the assignments I did faster than expected.
Right. So at the end of the day, the timetable is just there for you to guide you, right?
But I
To
took up
guide.
my playtime.
Oh, yeah, lor. That's what happens, right? You have to do what you need to do, but the timetable is just a guidebook for you to follow. Yeah. So yeah, it's evident that you really understand what does keeping it flexible means. If you wake up later, then okay, you have to suck it up, face the consequences, face the music. It will mean that you have shorter playtime. As simple as that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So another important thing that is quite common also is that we generally underestimated the time that we need for work. So for example, for math, maybe I think in my head, I think I just need like 1 hour to finish lah. But no, most of the time I will need 1.5 or 2 hours or more. Okay. So it's generally advisable as a general rule of thumb. When we want to create our own timetable, we estimate our time by times 0.5 lah. So if I say maybe I need 1 hour, in my timetable I'm gonna put 1.5 hour, for example.
We finished faster than expected. Can you just use that time as an extra break?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what one of my students did, right, was she actually indicated in her, so we did it on a Google Sheet or Excel. So she indicated in the cell, she write, if finish early, late, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then another student is once she finished early, she wouldn't write it down. She will just go on to the next block of what she needs to do. Then she will collate all the time, all the way to the back together with her playtime. So she has a longer playtime at one shot.
Okay.
Yeah, does
Okay.
that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Lovely. Okay. So now we are done with the 3 golden rules. So before I move on, can you repeat to me what are the 3 golden rules?
One is keeping it flexible. The other one was the mimic the school timetable, and the last one was
You say you didn't expect this.
oh
in your
yeah, having like rewards, having like playtime, yeah, rewards. Yeah, like that.
Correct. Having fun after work, right?
Yeah.
Yes, lovely. Yeah, paid attention. And then, okay, so this one you should know already lah. So currently, where are you building your own timetable? Are you writing it down or are you using Google Sheet?
I'm using like a notepad so I can like every morning or every night I take out my notepad after I write like what I do for next morning, you know. Then I just paste it on my room door so that when I wake up, right, I say, oh, I see what I do. Then once I'm done, I just I'm done with this, yeah, so I can see whatever I completed, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, you have an exemplary timetable for sure. So Notepad is good also. There's also another tool that we can use. It's called Excel or Google Sheet. So this is done using like iPad or laptop lah. So again, it's the same. It works the same as what you're using now. It gives some flexibility. It allows us to make easy changes as different weeks go by. And then some maybe tips and tricks to make it more visually appealing and neater is to color code it, right? So for example, if look at the example here. So green is for tuition and then here is for revision. Yeah, so remember just now I give you the example. Like
Yeah.
free time if finish early. Yeah, so this is the student. And then okay, I want to highlight one specific point about timetable also. So this is one extra block that I have with my student, right? So if you can see bottom right, we actually do day teaming as well. So for example, Monday we have math, Tuesday we have science, then Wednesday English. And then as every week goes, she will change this bottom block. So this bottom block is actually things that she needs to get done in the revision block in specific forms. So say like Monday, for example, she need to do topical revision. Maybe she need to do master booklet entry. And for English, you need to do oral comprehension, things like that.
Okay.
So these things are supposed to keep you in check, lah, just to be clear and specific on what you need to do. And then you can see in a 1 week block, right? You will feel like, wow, so satisfying. I finished so many things. Okay.
Okay.
Is this something that you are doing right now or no?
Not exactly like that, but kind of like that. Yeah, like if I just put a list of homework of what I need to do it for the week. Yeah, then I just leave it there at my door so I can see it every day.
Lovely. Means you already have such a system. Very, very good. Okay. Any questions for me on this slide?
Nope.
Okay, lovely. And then we move on to accountability. So this is one of the biggest issue among primary school kids, especially, right? The fact that they cannot follow their timetable as well by themselves as compared to say like when there's a reminder from their mentors or their parents. Okay. So here's a reminder that it takes time to build accountability, right? It takes like maybe 3 months to form a habit. And then it's important for us to take baby steps. Okay. So this may not be applicable for you, Emmanuel, given that you are already a graduate in the 3 months program, right? You should be able to build your own accountability. But this is just for some examples of what students can do. So for example, in week 1, right? This is week 1. We can ask help from our mentor to help send daily reminders to us. And then on our end as a student, we are going to set our own reminders on our phone. And then we can request mentors to give us some star reward system, hopefully. in the first week only. Okay. So as the week go by, in the second week, I'm gonna tell my mentor, okay, I don't think I need help from you to send me daily reminders already. I think I can do it myself. Okay, and then others remain. In the third week, I'm gonna say, okay, I don't think I need my own reminders. I think I have the accountability to check my own timetable every morning, just like what Emmanuel is doing, right? And then in the last week, I don't even need star reward system. I'll be able to follow my habit without any incentive, and then know what is the purpose of having a timetable. Okay, so these are some steps that we can build accountability as the week goes by. Okay, do you face any problem with accountability or not, Emmanuel?
Accountability. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, how many times in a
Sometimes, like a few
week?
times. Not sure. I'm not sure. I didn't count.
It's good if you count it, it's a bit weird, right? So do you do it often or no? Do you slack off from your timetable often?
No, not
Not
today. I
really.
quite followed. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, means you are able to build accountability from the program itself already, which is amazing. Okay, any questions from you, Emmanuel?
No.
No. Okay, so this is actually the last slide for our session today. So what you can do is to send in your June holiday timetable into our thread, which I already created on Monday. When you're done with it, right?